Worldwide coronavirus deaths now top 107,000. And today, the United States surpassed Italy as the country with the most deaths. So far, more than 20,000 Americans have died. About a third of all deaths have happened in New York. Today, the state's governor said those numbers are stabilizing, but at a, quote, horrific rate. Michael George is there and begins our coverage.
The country's largest Gothic cathedral sits empty on this Holy Saturday as New York City is ravaged by the coronavirus. New York State alone has more coronavirus cases than any country on earth. Statewide, the death toll is staggering. More than 5,000 dead this week. Morgues in the city of 8 million can't keep up. At New York City's public cemetery on Hart Island, burials are taking place 5 times a week. Funeral directors are sometimes called the last responders. Jesus Pujols is overwhelmed.
We're doing everything that we possibly can, but the number just keeps on increasing.
FEMA sent dozens of ambulances from out of state to New Jersey's MetLife Stadium to help. More boots on the ground in Boston, where medical staff from the 2nd Marine Expeditionary Brigade arrived to handle a surge in patients. Across the country this Easter, Americans are being told to find a new way to worship. But in some states, including Ohio, Kansas, and Florida, worshipers can still gather. But in Kentucky, the governor says police will track license plates of those going to church and require they quarantine for 2 weeks. In Houston, Father Clint Ressler resorted to a bike to meet with his faithful.
May your blessing come upon them, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
The Cathedral of St. John the Divine was being considered for a makeshift field hospital. That's not happening now, but the organ and choir normally heard on this Easter vigil remains silent tonight. Mia?
An unprecedented Easter it will be. Michael, thank you. For the first time in U.S. history, every state is under a federal disaster declaration due to the coronavirus. At the same time, President Trump wants to get America back to business, but the cost could be high. Nicole Killian is at the White House.
The metrics right here. That's my metrics.
President Trump says he plans to listen to all sides when he launches a new task force next week focused on restarting the economy.
And I only hope to God that it's the right decision. But I would say without question, it's the biggest decision I've ever had to make.
The president's top health experts continue to urge caution.
This is not the time that we need to be pulling back at all.
And it didn't take long for others to weigh in.
You can't ask the people of this state or this country to choose between lives lost and dollars gained. No one is going to make that quid pro quo.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo and Maryland's Larry Hogan issued a joint statement from the National Governors Association. The pair said stay-at-home orders and other public health measures have caused catastrophic damage to state economies and called on Congress for $500 billion in aid.
If we allow these city and state budgets to continue to be decimated, that problem is just going to grow worse.
Democratic leaders want more state and local funding in an interim package that would also replenish the Paycheck Protection Program for small businesses. But congressional Republicans argued again Saturday the loan money should stand alone. The Trump administration has also been haggling with the airlines over grant payments to keep workers on the job. They're eligible for $25 billion, but multiple sources confirmed to CBS News that the Treasury Department told them they may have to pay some of that back to taxpayers. As for direct payments to individuals, the IRS says checks of up to $1,200 per person will start going out next week. Mia?
Nicole Killian at the White House. Thank you.